Hey gang. Another Shack organised Reddit Twilight Struggle 2019 B League game against McKFC. We're opening 4-4-1 obs, so let's go with that to start. I'm USSR. It's +2 random, but we're getting the full 90 minutes per McKFC's request. Alright, so several options for the headline. Vietnam revolts, Arab-Israeli war, or captured Nazi scientist. Being defected sucks, obviously. So, it's a choice of Arab-Israeli war or Vietnam, I think, personally. Because we want to event captured Nazi on our turn. Hold Marshall Plan ideally until we get UN intervention. Or if I get a good coup off in Italy. But to get a good coup off in Italy, I need to headline Arab-Israeli war, not Vietnam revolts. Because if I headline Vietnam revolts, I have to play into Thailand. Let's just plug my hand in and then we'll start talking trash. Olympic Games and Special Relationship are the last two. Alright. So, if I want to coup... Let's see how he sets up Italy, of course. Let's see how he opens, and then we'll decide. If he opens 4-3-3, holding socialist government, it makes an Italy coup more attractive. He does not. He opens 4-4-2. So the options are Arab-Israeli war and coup Iran. Hope to clear out the Middle East. But then I'm not coupping Italy anyway. So Vietnam revolts and plug into Thailand is the other option. The bummer is I don't have a 3-op card to get the maximum Vietnam revolt bonus. So we'll try the Middle East gambit to start. I don't get defected, which is a start. But I fail on the Israel coup. So, he's containing. Arab-Israeli war failed. So I can either try for the big coup in Italy or start to work over West Asia. Choices? Choices. The problem is Marshall Plan's not really clean ops. So, let's just run the numbers. Italy requires 4, 5, or 6 to make the most of it. Obviously, Iran needs less. But that will lead me needing to space Marshall Plan and maybe hold 5-year plan against an unsympathetic scoring card. At least I'm holding 5-year plan. I'd have been more inclined to coup Iran had the Israel war succeeded. But I won't let him walk into West Asia. Let's start with a coup on Iran. Well, that same coup on Italy would have done wonders. Such is life. He's gonna think, if he's not holding it, that I have Middle Eastern scoring. So obviously I've headlined Arab-Israeli war and couped on Iran. So I may at least be able to misdirect here, if nothing else. But we shall see how he reacts. Counter coup. and it's a monster, which leaves me in a tight spot. Eventing Vietnam revolts now isn't gross, but obviously he's going to get into Pakistan anyway. But my other outs aren't so clean. So let's... I don't know. I'm probably making a pig zero of this. We'll event Vietnam revolts and claim Thailand, even if he claims Pakistan. We're going to event captured Nazi and space Marshall and try and hold 5-year plan to dispose of some unsympathetic scoring cards. I'm not feeling superb about how this game has kicked off. But after my run of good form yesterday, good luck. I deserve to be punished today, so we'll just see how it goes. Shall we? Yeah, fairly standard. We'll pop 3 into Thailand. His radar's probably all over the place. I was signalling like I was doing stuff in the Middle East, and now signalling like I'm doing stuff in Asia. Since he's not filled France, I'm guessing he's not holding Europe scoring. But that's still a consideration. He decided not to defect me. Containment was more attractive. Very well. Well, we event captured Nazi now, and get ahead in the space race. The good thing about him playing Defectus Rops is I know that next headline is clean as well. So, lots of options there. So he's going to convert France. So I will tap Special Relationship to deny domination as much as anything else. So now I'm hoping for Suez. And then my option is either Space 5-year plan and hope to draw UN intervention for Marshall Plan, or Space Marshall Plan and hope to drop an unsympathetic scoring card with 5-year plan. I'm going to try and keep Defcon at 3 to get a coup off Although coup in Pakistan, if I don't draw Indo-Pakistani War, is a red flag to a bull, because if he draws Indo-Pakistani War, it goes straight back. So, so many options. Suez is only an attractive headline if I then convert France, and I can only do that with a 4-op card. And if I do it with Marshall Plan, I take France, but in the process give up a Europe domination anyway, because Marshall Plan spreads everything so wide. He's got Suez anyway, so that's the end of that conversation. But we'll keep it as low as possible. And now I'm in a bind because I have to decide whether or not to. I think I just have to leave the Middle East open. And if he's got it, then well done. Suez is gone. Marshall got spaced. Let's see if Middle East scoring's in his hand. So I'm hoping for an Nasser headline, or to draw Middle East scoring and ditch it with 5-year plan. Obviously, I need to watch out for Defcon Suicide because he's put Fidel in. But I'm not in gloriously robust shape here. Got a bit of work to do. He had you an intervention anyway, so that's the end of that conversation. Let's see how the cards shake out. I can 5-year plan Middle East scoring, which is great. If I ditch CIA sooner rather than later. So, let's plug all that in and decide. That's not the greatest of hands, but I'm glad Defcon's at 4. Although I'm quite likely to get purged here. Alright, so I can 5-year plan Middle East scoring. But only if I space, duck, and cover and event CIA. At least I can do that before decol. So let's start with the Cambridge 5, in case I can cause some trouble with that. I do get purged, as expected, but that's fine because I'm largely going to be eventing. He's got Asia. Let's just pop it in Pakistan for now. Let's go for the coup and hope for the best, eh? Why not? And then he gets to look at my hand. It's a fail, but at least we get rid of CIA. He's going to see I'm ditching 5-year plan. Space, duck, and cover. The issue is, of course, he can now press from Asia domination, which I'm going to struggle to defend against. I can at least use decolonisation to try and raise country count there. That was probably, I don't know. That's another consideration. But I'll event blockade, event decol, space duck and cover if he coups anyway, and even if he doesn't, it's probably a spacer. So I'm not losing that many ops this turn. I'm losing what? 1 from 5 year, 1 from Formosa. Yeah, because if I was spacing duck and cover anyway. So Purges only cost me 2 ops. That's not so bad because it cost him 4 ops to headline it. Does go for the coup, does fail. At least CIA's out the deck. So next up is event decol. And we'll see if he races Asia. So Europe's coming out turn 3 and Europe is a problem. Also, there's still socialist governments that may come to my rescue, but he's done well mitigating the French damage. And here comes the onslaught. It does. It begins. So, with Truman and Independent Red still in the game, I need to protect my adjacency to Italy. So I'll spread it around. Right. So decol. Take the 1 stab areas and also move into Angola and Nigeria. So we've still got Socialist Governments, Warsaw Pact and D-Style as the red 3s for me to blockade. I'd kind of like to see Warsaw to come out before playing blockade. Although he's now seen I have blockade because I use CIA. So it might be better to play blockade for the op and keep the pressure on elsewhere. Okay. I am not in a position to defy him. Oh well. Space duck and cover. Which fails, that's a bummer. Give him Asia domination. Nicely done. Not a great start. Let's use Formosa to put 1 in Algeria before he gets there. So, regaining domination in Europe should be the prime objective for KFC here. At least Truman's gone for now. He thinks the same. So do I blockade now, even though it's self-evident that he knows I know? I don't think so. I'm going to keep blockade in the deck. An AR6 5-year plan Middle Eastern scoring. He now spaces so gov because I didn't blockade him. Bye-bye Middle East scoring. So I'd expect E2 into Canada, UK, Portugal, or Greece here. But he's only got a 1-op card. Overprotects France, fair enough. But gives me presence in Middle East, which is a bonus. So he pulls Europe scoring. I pull defectors. Korean War looks like a nice headline. Indo-Pak War on India is quite attractive. But Korean War's a big swing. So let's start with that. I got US Japan, he got NATO. Did I get independent Reds? I did. He got Europe scoring, I got Indo-Pakistani War, he got Warsaw Pact, he's got D-Style. Has he got Romanian abdication as well? Yeah. So shame he's holding D-Style. Okay, it's socialist governments and defectors. But since I'm holding Asia scoring, my primary objective is deal with Asia. And worry about Europe second. He gets Middle Eastern scoring straight off the blocks. Korean War fails. Indeed so. So. First up, we will take our coup on Panama, which fails. I'll use the China card to flip Pakistan. Yeah, I'm running into trouble here because I'm gonna almost certainly lose domination in Europe. I can hold him at bay for a while with socialist governments and stuff, but obviously I have to deal with Asia scoring as well. The question is, if I flip Pakistan, so if I give him Europe domination but flip Pakistan and get Asia domination in the process, is it a quid pro quo? So let's do that. Let's say, you know what? I can't stop you, but I'm going to flip Pakistan. And if he drops Europe scoring, I drop Asia scoring. So I'm hoping that patter just lets him drop Europe scoring. Still got NATO to play with. He's ops rich. He may just take Burma and the Philippines here. Aye. That's a bummer. So for the time being, we'll event socialist governments and put him under pressure. In Europe. There comes NATO to repair the damage. And an overprotect for good measure. So we now go for the Hail Mary on India, which succeeds. That's a big swing. So he now needs to invest 3 ops in Taiwan or Japan. He may just drop Europe scoring. I kind of hope he does, because then I can drop Asia for domination. Well, he's going to keep pushing. That's well done by him. So he's holding Europe scoring, D-style and Romanian abdication. He can't use D-style. So if I can stop him doing something with a single op. No, that'll make us 7-7. No, I don't think I can stop him here. I can't stop him claiming... I don't know. However I do this, he ends up with... So he plays 1 op. And we're 7-7. So you can use Romanian abdication. So I think I just have to accept the fact that I'm not going to score Asia a domination. I'm only going to get 1 whole VP for it. And I can't do anything to stop him in Europe either. Oh well. This early war has gone poorly. Alright, we're going to leave Pakistan open and take South Africa. Because if he gives up the China card, that's good for me. So let's go with that. So I expect to see him space D style here. So I'm going to need to make some ground in the mid-war regions, because I'm about 12 points behind pace at this point in the game. Well done, KFC. There it goes. He gets it off. I am 13 points behind pace. So Brezhnev's attractive. Yasuri is the space card. Brezhnev gives me a boatload of ops, so we're going to go with that. How I learned in one small step. Lone gunman. Nice. Get it out of the game. Okay. Lots to consider here. Pick decal up again. Let's get my hand plugged in. He's now ditched Lone Gunman. And the rest of his hand is Missile Envy. Southeast Asia scoring. Liberation Theory. Lads, lads, lads. Summit Flower Power. Nixon. And that's your lot. So I think the first thing I'm actually going to do is coup Panama for 1 op and space Nixon. Space Usuri. Because missile envying Usuri is a nightmare. Missile envying defectors is fine. The alternative is event and repair Usuri. But he can flip Lao, Cambodia and Indonesia with it and has Southeast Asia scoring. So, we will take a coup on Panama and hope for a big one. Nice and big. And now we space Usuri. Not a great hand for him. First thing is Space Lib, definitely. I will wreak havoc in Southeast Asia with Decol and shore up Angola. Fairly expected. We're going to space defectors here to try and snag the 2VP space. Wow, Roscosmos are not helping me today. It would have been a nice swing otherwise. I'm still going to get 2 whole VP from Southeast Asia, unless he uses the China card, which would be a waste, really. Yeah, summit to repair Philippines. So now is the time to shore up Pakistan. We can use special relationship to do it. And with the other op, if we can get him to play Flower Power, that would be a delight. Oh yes, oh god, I've got the Brezhnev bonus. Okay, well we'll overprotect all of the Africans. All that spacing I've been doing, and I forgot about Brezhnev, that's a bit stupid. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I think 3 ops for 1 VP is a bit lame, actually. I probably should have focused. He drops Southeast Asia scoring. We will... Actually, in order not to get booted out, we're going to put 1 in Israel as well. Start building our OPEC bonus. Keen for him to forget about Flower Power. Because if I can get him to invest the ops somewhere, that would be a delight. He's smarter than he looks. Okay, looking for mill ops. We're going to coup there, because we've got to protect ourselves. He'll coup back. But getting one small step out of my hand before being missile envied is a bonus. Coups with missile envy. Coups big. So we'll use Willy Brandt, shore Angola, and take Tunisia against the double realign. Well, that's well played by KFC. I'm going to have a hard time getting into Mexico, so I need to start thinking about protecting Cuba against realignments and playing into Nicaragua and Haiti and pushing for domination. He's going to try and push me out of Cuba first, probably. I know. Oh, nice work. It's still at +2. Well, 0, so it evens. No, okay. Right. On to the next. Africa scoring. Junta's not going to drop DEFCON, but it does allow me to go into Mexico. Choices. Central America's nice and even nicer if I get into Mexico. Duck and cover me or bury you are out. And grain sales is a risk. Olympic Games is totally unheadlinable, basically. The question is, do I go Africa scoring, get it out of the hand, claim domination? Or do I try something else out, Junta, and then a coup? Junta's fairly attractive. Junta, coup Algeria with you two, and hope to get control back. Why not? Let's go with that. So he does colonial rearguards to frig with me. Let's see where he plays into. If he plays into Zaire, I guess I coup there. I have nowhere to coup or realign. So that's currently worth 10 VP. But if I can get arms race off as well... So the question is, do I do that and give him a choice of coups? Because he'll have to realign heavy on Africa, and only really Nigeria is attractive. Let's do that. I'll tell him to take his choice. Of course, he could use a 4-up card to break both, which would be savvy. But let's give him no indication and see what he makes of it. Which coup? One in Africa. So, we'll claim Africa domination immediately. Do we? One, yeah. Let's claim Africa domination. And then let's hope he doesn't realign me out of Central America. Okay, could be worse. Do we try and realign him out of Venezuela? before doing anything else. No, let's drop Central America. Let's cash while we can. I might use shuttle diplomacy. No, it's too gross to use. I'll space it. Okay, so he's going to push around South America. Ah, man. Roscosmos are not helping me today. So I'll be playing blockade for ops unless I see flower power leave his hand. And hope for it to return in the late war. The classic 1980s Glasnost blockade. I'm not going to be 5-year planning South America scoring, and he's going around the horn anyway. So we'll use arms race to coup on Uruguay and hope for the best. Big 6. Not quite big enough. Yeah. Fair enough. Looks like South America is going to run against me. Not a lot to be done there. At this point, I either try and coup Uruguay and hope for the best, or coup here to defend against Nigeria. I could even space Olympic Games and really hope to hit that 2VP square before long, but it's too clean ops in a world that's unclean. Or I can tap Libya before Sadat comes in. I might do that to make sure I don't lose adjacency. And I just resigned myself on South America. So once South America scored, the board is relatively even, but I don't know, precarity exists. I can be realigned out of Africa. Asia's fairly even. Okay, he's UN interventioning flower power. So this is the perfect time if I'm going to blockade. So let's go for it. Won't get a better time. So he gets his South America, but I have a gambit elsewhere. We will bury you, and then I use ABM treaty not for the coup. I guess. Let's go with that. He's purging me. Sensible. So, purge twice this game. It will be nice to win, but it's now unlikely. Wins on double purges are few and far between. And also, that makes Grain Sales and Voice of America unspaceable. Joy! Truman's in the deck too. Happy days. But let's start with Che. And let's make him fight for West Germany. At least we know that 5-year plan's gone. Let's keep up the pressure. I'm expecting to see Truman wipe me out at some point, mind. But if he gives me a 4 cover, sorry, cover to get to 4 ahead, I'm sure he won't. But let's make him use Truman. Man, repairing Voice of America with 1 op is going to be hellish. Okay. I think I am done fighting in Germany. Because if I use ABM Treaty, I can't get over the top. So we'll start instead by coupping Cameroon. We're going to have to use ABM Treaty as ops to overprotect Voice of America. And I may yet be bear trapped. Good time to purge. Really good time to purge. That was nicely done. Here comes Brush War. That means I no longer have to overprotect there against Voice of America. Small mercies. So we will use Arab-Israeli war to overprotect Thailand against Voice of America. And if we event Voice of America now, I'm going to lose Nigeria, most likely. and end up probably conceding Panama. But OAS is going to cause trouble in Panama anyway. Ouch. Yep, lots of VPs from Alliance for Progress. Nicely done. Let's event Voice of America first. Do your worst. Yeah. Okay. So we'll put one in North Korea. If he wants to use the China card to take North Korea back, fine. There's the trap. Beauty. Oh boy. So let's hope ABM gets me out the trap. It's now or never. Phew. And OAS is going to destroy Panama, like as not. Alright, so advantage is absolutely with USA now. Unquestionably. He's going to take North Korea. I will event OAS and partially repair Panama. Oh no, he's one of each, okay. Well, we take Panama. And now we hope he gets to the 3-op square by late war and Ortega kills him instead. But that's deeply unlikely. $12 in the draw pile, which means I've missed a few. Not sure which ones I missed though. Fair enough. Tracking hasn't been totally hot. Yeah, so I'm basically gonna need a hand here. He gives me, that's hence the China play. Overprotection and cover. I've got a lot of work to do. Quagmire is one of the more attractive headlines here. Allende gets me into Cuba at least. And he's been dealt. Goodness knows. Let's re-add the discards. Where's Ask Not? Hasn't yet been removed. What's going on? Right. Kitchen Debates is live. He's got Truman most likely. Camp David and Sadat. And defectors again. Well, hey, at least all my headlines went off okay. Been dealt defectors so many bleeding times. Let's start with our end 8. Break South America. He's going to set fire to the world. So, what's first? Well, Space Grain sales, because his coups don't lower DEFCON. So we'll also try and space Camp David and hold Sadat. Yeah, so I'm going to have a hard time getting back from this. The upshot is nowhere in Africa is a soft coup target for him. I can coup on Nigeria. But let's see where he coups first. Gets a massive coup, well done. So we will respond in kind. And we barely get one off. So he'll counter coup Nigeria. Yep. And it's a monster. So the question is when to quagmire him as much as anything. Kind of need him to get stuck in the quagmire for an extra turn. Gross. So Space Camp David. Roscosmos finally get there. The USSR now dominates nowhere and is behind on VP. So this situation is precarious. I really need to get him to miss a quagmire so I can convert West Germany. But even then, I barely dominate, and I have to use the China card to take it. Probably. So that's kind of gross. I don't see a way back from this, frankly. With Lungumman out the deck, this game's his to lose rather than mine to win. But we'll give it our best. A lengthy... Oh no, there goes Truman. Well, that solves that conversation. So at this point, it's more about how to kick up more trouble. Let's use kitchen debates to keep on the right side of domination in Africa. He needs a break. At this point, I kind of want to quagmire him at AR7. Panama? Oh no, still... Oh boy. Let's use Ask Not to flip Angola and make him coup it again. Muslim Revolution, probably, possibly. If he gets another weenie coup off an Angola, I can use South African unrest to flip it as well. But I'm almost willing him to one small step here and get to the 3-op space for Ortega. And he shouldn't be that stupid. Otherwise I'm rapidly running out of options. Yeah, just Muslim Rev, as expected. Fine. Oof. Let's overprotect Angola against another coup, and then we'll Quagmire MAR7. He's going to try. Blimey. Good work. And we Quag him. And he's straight out. Jolly good. I am in serious trouble. None of those things really mean a whit. It's not a great late war deal. War Games is in play now. I am pretty much toast. So let's use Iran-Contra and set up some big old rear lines. That's largely unplayable. Oh, goody. Why not? I expect to see 2 back into Chile and a coup on Panama, but let's see. I am toast. Toast, toast, toast. Yeah. If he's got War Games, the game's over anyway. So why worry too much? Shuttle diplomacy is unplayable. East European unrest isn't so bad because I've overprotected Eastern Europe. Space colonial rear guards. UN intervention on Sadat to get out my hand, potentially. Well, he's not thinking so hard, so at least the game isn't over yet. Perfect time for OPEC. Oh, he's overprotected. Savvy. We're going to try rear lines with Iran-Contra, and it looks like... Oh, we got there in the end. But it won't take him long to play back in. No, it's not so bad. East Germany and Poland are still overprotected except against Teardown and John Paul, and Europe scored anyway. That's about as clean as ops as I'm going to get. 2 back in. Fair enough. Ah, man, this is gross. Let's try more realignment. This is better. Oh, boy. Well, he's going to read me for Africa scoring at this point. I think this is all going to break down. But hey, at least he didn't get war games. Gets lost another turn. Well, I mean, he may yet get up to 20 this turn, but who knows. Let's see where Chernobyl hits. You do well to make it Central America or potentially Asia, but Asia takes a lot of tapping. Actually, India's unprotected. I don't know. It's probably the wrong time to play Chernobyl. But I'm getting desperate. I mean, I'm beyond desperation. I actually don't see a winning method here. With Ortega being as spaceable as it is. Well, let's get one off on Botswana to start. And then we get the other one off on Saharan states. At least they're nice big coups. Europe seems like a weird choice. Unless he's now going to invest all of his operations in Europe for Europe control. And he's going to win anyway, probably. Okay, so we'll space colonial rear guards. Roscosmos go back to their loutish ways. We're going to space shuttle dip, assuming he doesn't get off to space first. That was one I really could have welcomed. Yeah, so John Paul comes in. We'll pop one. Oh no, yes, of course I'm Chernobyl. Nicely done by him. At least I get headline peak. That may come in handy. Let's hope he's a complete idiot and drops DEFCON in the headline and I can pip him to it. Because that's another, at least, route to victory, unlikely though it is. But yes, DEFCON in the headline is now pretty much my only way to win. He's not going to get to the 3-up square and get stuck with Ortega. Lone Gunman's gone. Victory points are on his side. He's got war games to play with as well. So that's really my only gambit. And it's only been opened up by the fact I'm currently able to peak. So best not to overthink. Oh, and he's got terrorism anyway, so I can't shorten his hand. Let's get Sadat out my hand. I suppose maybe a realign was more attractive there than a single op with Iran-Contra in play. In retrospect. He'll finish off taking Poland. Oh, brilliant. Why not? So let's realign. So what's that? That's pretty good. That's the same, but harder to clear out, but denies access. Let's go for it. Big roll. No change. Alright, so pretty much toast here. Finish taking Poland. No, pushing to East Germany as well. Okay, well, I mean, he forces me to do something. Oh, no, he's got an AR8. Forgot about AR8. Good old North Sea oil. So he can potentially claim all of Europe. Good thing Europe has been scored. So yes, let's hope he makes a boneheaded DEFCON drop issue. Because that's now the only way to win. And I'm not saying that McKFC is a bonehead. Clearly a good player. And has outplayed me today. Can't take both. It's a bonus. But it's going to make it hard for me to take either back, which is savvy. Okay, so let's hope that he drops DEFCON and I can use Cal to win. But that's not going to happen. Let's be perfectly sensible about this. So I've got a space Cal. Oh, Central America scoring. That's a bonus for me. So I can use Liberation Theology to split Mexico and get presenceless domination. It's a start. That's more points than I deserve. So what's the best way to play back into... I think I've got to give up the China card and just punch Poland, right? I don't know why I'm overthinking this. I'm not going to win in final scoring, but at least I'm not giving up Europe control. Yeah, fine. Socialist governments. Of course, Solidarity is still to come out. If I'm going to lose, I want it to be in final scoring if possible. Let's drag the turn count out. He gets the coup off. So I now need space Cal. I mean, actually, another route to victory here is he missile envys me. Although I think it was after the reshuffle. No, okay. I would love it if he missile entered me. It would be a really stupid thing to do, but at the moment I'm clinging on to stupid things my opponent can do rather than clever things I can do. So, there you go. That's life. Oh, there goes the Middle East. Dropped for nil. That'll do for the moment. Well, at least I've staved off another turn of war games. At least it went to turn 10. But I can't even think how far back now the game was pretty much assuredly US. As soon as Lone Gunman left the deck, I think that the second purging turn was where the knife really turned. Another VP, that's nice. With Camp David not in play, trying to get a favourable Arab-Israeli war off is a good way of getting my mill-ops. I'll use the Ortega to take 2 into Poland to protect against Solidarity. And that way I lose, hopefully in final... Well, not final scoring. It'll be the victory point tracker at the end of the game rather than final scoring that takes me over the top. Cool. Right, so I'll get my Arab-Israeli war off favourably. It's another 2 VP in the bank. Good, Asia drops for nothing. Oh, for... Yeah. Oh, North Korea and Afghanistan adjacency. Well, Space Cal... That could prove decisive if the Reformer comes in. But really, the jig is up here. I'm not going to win this in final scoring. If I deny domination in Africa and Asia, dominate the Middle East and Central America, I still need to do something about Europe and South America. So I'm pretty much toast. And the Reformer's gone anyway. So Europe's going to be dominated. Still get to peak. May yet be able to use duck and cover to cause some sort of havoc. Let's see what the headline is. Looks like I have to take a big old coup on South America because I've got no way of ditching the scoring card. At least I made it to turn 10. And if I can get a good coup on Venezuela, I can at least hopefully try and stay under the War Games threshold as well. But that's to see. Well, that doesn't stop my opening gambit. Oh, but I need to be careful about what the headline is. I mean, there isn't really a lot to be done here. I can no longer space duck and cover, but it doesn't matter because that's my whole card anyway, and terrorism's gone. Although, of course, I don't know. DEFCON at this point is academic as well. I can either headline Iran-Iraq war for a 1-in-3 punt, or Iran hostage crisis just to flip it. Yeah, it's worth more VPs, I think. We use Glasnost on Venezuela and hope for a 5 or a 6. We get a 2! Can still pray for missile envy at this point. But if he's holding War Games, I have to play South America scoring anyway. So I am toast. If anyone has been insane enough to watch from turn 6 to 10, thanks, but really, find something better to do with your day. This was fairly foregone conclusion. I don't know why he's thinking so hard. He's thinking about whether or not to missile envy. Do it. No, he's not that stupid. Okay, I'm just going to give South America scoring. There's no point in hanging on. And if he's got War Games, he's got War Games. Bully. So War Games it is. Alright, so we're just going to fart around here rather than consider it a formal ending. So feel free to continue to comment. Tell me how to sharpen up my it doesn't matter parts of play. And I'm just going to eat a homemade lamington while we do that. Because at this point, chugging my mouthful isn't a big deal. Kind of signals Africa scoring as well, or just pressing for domination. We pop one into India to protect against domination in final scoring. I've really got too much to do. Overprotect India, Pakistan, Cuba, Panama, and put one into the Middle East for domination is my best bet. And that way I can dominate the Middle East and Central America. Well, he really wants Africa. Is he going to stop me getting to final? Just for good measure. He's going to have the old college try. Oh, he misses. So, the Middle East and Central America embrace socialism and all its finery. But meanwhile, Asia doesn't give a shit, and everywhere else loves capitalism. Happy days. Well, what on McKFC? Pretty much never in doubt, actually. But such is life. You can't win them all. Oh, splendid. Oh well. I think that's worth the 1 VP. He will at least be unlikely to take Central America. But either way, thanks for watching. One more game left in the league. And then we're done for the season. So you'll see me at some point in the next month for that. Well, there we go. Let's see how embarrassingly this ends up in final scoring. It'll be in the 30s, I think. You could use the China card on Iran and Egypt to deny domination in the Middle East. Probably the most affordable. Because that denies, but gives me, it's a 1 VP swing with the China card. But it's a 4 VP swing away from Dom. Yeah, okay, that's true. He likes it. 30s. Back over 1700 for him. Alright, thanks for watching. Sorry that dragged out a little while we farted around. And do comment. See ya!